Scale shows the relation between distance on the map and distance on the ground. So it is expressed with the help of this formula, that means scale is equal to distance on the map upon distance on the ground. So it is a ratio between, or it is the relationship between distance on the map and distance on the ground. Now one thing you have to remember, that ground distance here means the distance, the actual distance on the Earth's surface. For example, if the scale has been given 1:50,000 or 1/50,000, that would mean that 1 centimeter on the map is representing or showing 50,000 centimeter on the ground, or 1 inch on the map is representing 50,000 inches on the ground. Scale is of 3 types: verbal statement, linear or graphic scale, and representative fraction or RF. Verbal statement, in this type of scale, is expressed in words or statement like 1 centimeter to 1 kilometer or 2 centimeter to 1 kilometer. That means 2 centimeter line on the map is representing 1 kilometer distance on the ground, or 1 centimeter line on the map is representing 1 kilometer distance on the ground. Now the second type of scale is linear or graphic scale. It is represented with the help of a straight line divided into equal parts, and this division is of 2 types, primary and secondary. Now the third type of scale is representative fraction or RF. So as the name represents or suggests, this type of scale is represented in fraction. Okay, and the numerator represents the map distance and denominator represent the ground distance. And the numerator always is expressed in unity. That means 1 unit of map distance will be equivalent to a number of units of ground distance. Suppose the RF or representative fraction of the map is 1/50,000 or 1:50,000. This means that 1 centimeter on the map is representing 50,000 centimeter on the ground, or 1 inch on the map is representing 50,000 inches on the ground. Now there is one advantage of RF, that is it is independent of unit of measurement and can be converted into any unit of measurement. So since it is independent of any unit and it can be converted into any unit of measurement, so that is why it is also known as natural scale or international scale. Now maps has been divided into 2 types: large scale maps and small scale map. This division is on the basis of scale. So large scale map shows small area and great details, and small scale map shows large area with less details. So the scale of large scale map may be 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000 centimeter, and the scale of small scale map will be, or maybe 1 centimeter is equal to 5 lakh centimeters. So since they are showing a very large area, so the number of details will be very less. And here they are showing a small area, so they will show that small area with large number of details. Now example, so topographical map is a type of large scale map, and the maps that you see in your atlas or wall maps, they are small scale maps. So topographical maps, topos, and it has been derived from 2 words, topos and grapho. These are 2 Greek words. Topos means a place, grapho means to draw or depict. So topographical map is a large scale map that shows the surface of the earth in great detail. Because it is a large scale map, so it will show a small area with great details, and it will include both natural as well as man-made features. Now this topographical map is also known as ordnance map, topographical survey sheet, or topo sheet. The reason why it is known as ordnance map, because for the first time it was prepared for defense or military purposes. So that is why it is known as ordnance map. Now what are the uses of these topographical map? So first thing, it can be used for planning of cities and towns, for planning the distribution of different resources, for planning different strategies by the government. So we use these topographical map for planning purposes. Second is defense, for military purposes. Since it was for the first time it was prepared for military use, so obviously its one purpose is defense purpose. Then tourism. We need maps wherever you go to a new place. You need map to guide you through your different routes. So that is why topographical maps are also useful for tourism purposes. Next is research. When you are going to study an area in great detail, or when you are going to research about an area, you will need these maps for the detailed studies. Now, you know that topographical maps show the surface of the earth or an area in great detail. So, for those details, we use different colors on a topo sheet or on a topographical map. First color is red color. Red color is used to show grid lines, roads, buildings. These two are man-made features. Roads may be a car track or a metal road, and buildings, they may be permanent or temporary. They may be rural or urban. Next is brown color. Brown color is used to represent contour lines. Contour line shows the relief features. Relief feature means mountains, plateaus, valleys, all these, and their height, their numbering means their height, are represented with the help of brown color. Apart from that, sun features are also represented with the help of brown color. Next is green. Green color represents forests and scattered trees. Then blue. Blue color shows perennial water bodies. Water bodies may be of two types, perennial or dry or seasonal. Okay, so those water bodies in which water is present throughout the year, they are perennial water bodies. Water bodies means rivers, lakes, ponds, wells, all these are water bodies. So take an example of river. River may be perennial or seasonal. Perennial, that means those rivers in which water is present throughout the year, and seasonal, that means water is present in them only during the rainy season, and for rest of the year they remain dry. Then last color is yellow color. Yellow color shows cultivable land. Cultivable land, that means that type of land on which agriculture is possible, and if agriculture is possible on any land, that means it is very fertile land. This is how a topo sheet look like. These red colored lines that you're seeing over here, they are known as grid lines. These vertical lines are known as easting, and these horizontal lines are known as northings. Apart from that, you'll be able to see green color over here, then yellow color over here, green color, that means this area is covered with forest. Yellow color means this area is cultivable land. Cultivable land, that means on this portion agriculture is possible. Apart from that, over here you'll be able to see a river, but it is not filled with blue color, so it means that it is a dry river or seasonal river. Now at the bottom you'll be able to see the scale. So 1 is to 50,000, that means 1 centimeter on this map is representing 50,000 centimeter on the ground, and this is RF or representative fraction. Over here you'll be able to see a statement scale, and over here you'll be able to see a graphical scale.